Welcome back to The Average Kitchen. I'm Dan, the editor, and today we're reviewing the Ninja Swirl by CREAMi. This is Ninja's third iteration of an ice cream maker. This swirl offers 12 one-touch programs, including 6 new soft serve options. All right, so we previously reviewed the 2 other Ninja CREAMi ice cream machines, the Ninja CREAMi Original and the Ninja CREAMi Deluxe. So make sure to check the links in the description down below if you want to check out those videos. All right, continue on to the machine itself. So right out of the box, the machine comes with 2 16-ounce swirl containers. So just to note, these are different than the previous containers. So again, the Ninja Deluxe are 24 ounces. These are 16 ounces. And they differ from the original containers because they have this option where you can dispense ice cream. So the containers are not cross-compatible, that is to note. Again, as usual, it comes with the instruction booklet with a ton of great recipes for all the different types of frozen treats that you can make. Included as well is the dispensing lid that you will basically attach to the swirl pint to be able to push the ice cream out through the nozzle. Also included is the outer bowl. Let's take the lid off, and here we have the creamerizer paddle. And this as well is removable by clicking this little device here, and there you have it. This is where all the magic happens. And putting it back on, you basically put it to unlock, drop it in, and it locks. To put the outer bowl lid on the outer bowl, just put it on top, twist it into place, and it's locked. To unlock it, just press the button here, and it comes undone. All right, so each 16-ounce pint here comes with its own lid. And as you can notice, there's a valve at the bottom. So when you untwist, it basically opens up, basically letting the ice cream out. So when you're ready to push soft serve out, you put the dispensing lid on. And again, let's put it apart by pressing this. And there you have it. So makes it easy to clean. So let's put it back together. It's on. So you put it on top of your pint, open up the valve here, and as well here you have your little dispensing nozzle in a little star shape. So when you're ready to put this on the dispensing area right here, you have a blue tab at the top, line it up with the blue tab on the machine, put it in, it locks into place. And at the bottom here to note is a drip tray in case you make a mess. So this machine is available on the Ninja website for $350 US. Let's go through a few of the functions of the machine. So before we can do this, we need to put our outer lid on the machine for it to be able to let us operate it. So at first, you can see the 2 flashing buttons right here. We have soft serve and scoop. So each of these buttons will enable another one of these options on the bottom. So for soft serve, we have frozen custard, fruit whip, which is basically Dole Whip, frozen yogurt, ice cream fit, creamy fit, and light ice cream. And if we switch over to the scoop, which is a harder type of ice cream, we have frozen yogurt, ice cream, creamy fit, light ice cream, milkshake, sorbet, and gelato. And as well, we have here the mix-in, which basically lets you mix in cookie crumbs or pieces of chocolate bars, sort of like a McFlurry from McDonald's or a Blizzard from Dairy Queen. Throughout this video, we're gonna go through each and every of those options and basically create a frozen treat. So we're gonna put this machine through its paces and see what it can do. Let's get started. All right, so our first test will be the simple store-bought soft serve. It's very simple. Take your ice cream from the store, scoop out 2 cups into the swirled pint, like so. Press it down. Minimize the air pockets. And fill it up to the max fill line indicated here. So we have our ice cream in our pint right here. Unlock the outer bowl. Pop it open. Put your swirl pint inside. And put our processing lid on. Lock it into place. And twist it up like this. We're gonna turn it on, go to soft serve, and ice cream. There we have it. That took 4 minutes. Let's press the unlock button right here. Twist it out. Click this button right here. And there we have it. Our pint of softened up ice cream. So, whoa, look at that. Nice and creamy. All right, let's put the dispensing lid on. Like this. Line up the blue tab on top with the blue tab here. Oh, it's upside down. Twist it into place. Open up our valve here. Get your ice cream cone, make sure your drip tray is out, and pull on the dispensing lever. And it should take about 10 seconds for it to push ice cream out. And there we go. Look at that. Ooh. And there you have it, soft serve at home. Let's give it the old taste test. Not too bad. Tastes like the ice cream you buy. I mean, it depends if you buy good quality ice cream, you'll get a better result. But I do find it a bit too soft. This out in the sun will be melted in 2 minutes. So this is perhaps one of my first concerns. Next up, we're going to do the 1 ingredient frozen yogurt. Instructions are fairly simple. Basically take a big tub of frozen yogurt, mix it up, and pour it into the swirl pint. And there we go, 24 hours after, we put it in the freezer. We have it right here. I'm gonna open her up like this. Put her in the container, lock it up, twist it into place. Turn it on. We're gonna do soft serve, and we're gonna choose frozen yogurt. All right, we're done. That was about 5 minutes. Let's see what we have here. Let's open her up right here. And as you can tell, it's nice and smooth and creamy. So depending if it looks crumbly, you might have to do a respin, but this looks like it's ready to be dispensed. So we did the ice cream cone beforehand, so we're just gonna put it into a nice little bowl. And here we go. So it takes about 10 seconds for it to dispense. Patience is key, and look at that, we have beautiful frozen yogurt. There we go. Look at this. Let's add some blueberries. Make it look a bit more appetizing. There we go. All right, and now for the taste test. Frozen yogurt. Oh, yeah, this is delicious. This is strawberry frozen yogurt. Tastes like yogurt, but frozen, and it's nice and creamy. Yeah, I tell you, this is a success. All right, so one small tip. So once you're done dispensing the amount you want to just basically put this into the freezer. We go here over to the retract light. As you can see here, it's blinking at you. So before you can remove this, you need to press the retract light, and you'll see from the top camera that this will be retracting back into the machine. All right, and now we're ready to remove it. There we go. All right, so take the dispensing lid off. All right, you put your other lid on. So one small tip before you put it back into the fridge, or the freezer, sorry, you're gonna wanna close this first. And I don't think it mentions it in the book, is that you should be removing this ice cream from there, because this is gonna freeze, and when you want to dispense it again next time, you're gonna have trouble unscrewing it off. So what I do is I come over here, come to the sink. Again, I will open the valve out, spray some hot water in there, and just get the extra ice cream out of there. All right. Make sure there's no water stuck in there. Put this back on and put it back in the freezer until next time. So again, next time you want to use it, don't use the respin function, go back to the frozen yogurt, and then you'll have basically another frozen treat. Our third test is going to be our easy vanilla soft serve. All right, so this recipe is a bit more complex, but fairly easy to do. It's 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar mixed in with a tablespoon of vanilla instant pudding mix, 1 cup of whole milk, 3/4 cup and a tablespoon of heavy cream, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you mix everything up until it's combined, and you put it into the dispensing pint, put it in the freezer, wait 24 hours, and there you have it. Ice cream ready to be prepared. Lock it in, twist. So we definitely want soft serve on this one. And this is the ice cream function, all right? 4 minutes, here we go. All right, we're done. That took about 4 minutes. A little something interesting. Halfway through the process, you could hear the motor going a bit slowly. So it is doing something different compared to the other, like the frozen yogurt feature that we just did. So let's detach our bowl here. Open it up, and there we go. So let's just get a spoon and check out the texture and see if we need to respin. No, that looks pretty smooth to me, so that tells me we can put on the dispensing lid. Let's put on our dispensing lid. All right, it is on. Open up the valve here at the bottom. All right, line up our blue tab to the top. All right, we're doing an ice cream cone again, so we're gonna open up the drip tray in case we make a mess, but I'm pretty confident I can do this with my eyes closed. So one small tip, I used to work at McDonald's when I was young, and I did a lot of ice cream over there. So when you're dispensing the ice cream into the cone, people tend to wanna go far away from the dispensing nozzle. The trick is to keep it close. All right, so here we go. All right, it's about to come out. Look at that, nice and close. See, we can kind of like get that nice. Come on, not too shabby. All right, now for the taste test. Oh, that is creamy, smooth. It tastes like store-bought soft serve. That is delicious. All right, on to the next one. Next up, we have a really easy one on the menu. This is the 1 ingredient fruit sorbet. So ingredients for this is 1 can, 8 or 20 ounces of Dole canned fruits, pineapple chunks, mango slices, tropical fruit. Use fruit in juice, light syrup, or heavy syrup to adjust sweetness of your sorbet. Canned fruit with no added sugar, fruit and water, cannot be processed by this unit. We have it right here. We put it in the freezer for 24 hours, and let's get ready to process it. So as you can tell right there, you can tell we got a cherry, a peach, we have some pineapple in there. We're gonna choose scoop and sorbet. Okay, so that took about 3 minutes. Let's see what we have. And let's open up the lid. Ooh, it looks nice and creamy. Wow, take a look at this. All right, let's scoop some out. Take it out of the outer container. There we go. Whoa, that looks amazing. One would think I would have an ice cream scoop around here, but I don't, so. All right, let's give it the old taste test. It's creamy. So, yeah. So this is essentially canned fruit and light juices, frozen. Once it came out this smooth and creamy, silky. I noticed on previous machines that when you process it, it came out grainy and flaky and full of ice crystals. I don't know if they made any improvements to the sorbet program, but I'm really impressed. Next up, we have a dairy-free treat for you, tropical fruit whip. So if ever you've been to Disney World, Disneyland, you'll be familiar with a Dole Whip. So this is basically it. To make this, you take 1 cup of fresh or frozen pineapple. I chose fresh. Half a banana cut to small pieces. Half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 tablespoons of honey. 3/4 cup of unsweetened canned coconut milk. And one thing that this book gives you options for is substitutes. So if you can use real sugar, honey, maple syrup. So here we have it. It was in the freezer again for 24 hours. Let's open it up. And you can see right there, you can see the fruit, you can see some banana, some pineapple. So turn the machine on. We're gonna go soft serve and fruit whip. And there we have it. The fruit whip function is done. And lo and behold, ooh, that looks delicious. I'll just get a spoon and see if the texture is soft enough to, oh yeah, you can. So that is soft enough, so we don't need to respin, so we can put it directly. Oh, wow. Got my trusty old cone here. Pull down on the lever. Ooh. Oh my God, it's like I'm at Disney, but at home. Look at that. Wow. I'm so excited, I don't know if I can wait. I'd say it's even better than what they have at Disney. It's creamier, tastier. It's probably healthier because we can actually control the ingredients that we put in here. So for sweetness, we put honey. Who knows what they put in their version. So, you know, when you make it at home, it's a lot better usually. So I was reading through the booklet and I saw this one recipe, signature vanilla soft serve. So I said to myself, signature vanilla soft serve, we have to make this. But with a twist, we're gonna turn a few pages over right here and we're gonna make it salted caramel soft serve signature. So here we're kind of mixing 2 recipes. 1/3 cup of caramel syrup, 3 tablespoons of powdered milk, 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of caramel extract, mix to combine, 3/4 cup of heavy cream, 1 cup of whole milk, salt to taste, transfer to your swirl pint and put in the freezer for 24 hours. This has the potential to be mind-blowing. Let's process this bad boy. Soft serve, ice cream, and there we have it. Ooh, look at that. Now let's test it, see if it's nice and creamy. Oh, it is. All right, let's put our dispensing lid on. Move this aside. Pop out the old drip tray. You have to open this thing or else it will not dispense out, see? Even I make mistakes. There we go. Salted caramel soft serve signature recipe. Oh boy, that's dangerous. Yeah, that's going to give me diabetes and a heart attack all at once. This is good. This is dangerously good. All right, moving along. So we know this machine can make soft serve, but can it make regular hard ice cream? So we've got this recipe right in here, vanilla ice cream with chocolate chips. So we're going to test out the mix-in feature for the first time. 1 tablespoon of softened microwaved cream cheese, 1/3 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 3/4 cup of heavy cream, 1 cup of whole milk. Whisk to combine and put in the freezer for 24 hours. Don't forget 1/4 cup of chocolate chips for the mix-in. We're gonna go scoop for your hard ice cream and ice cream feature. All right, here we go. Let's take the swirly pint out. Oh, this is a good example of it needing to be remixed. So you can tell that it's granular. Come on in for a looky-loo. Right there. Let's just take our spoon and see, it's very granular. So the booklet tells us that this needs a remix. Not remix, a respin. All right, let's take a look and see if it worked. All right, so it's a little bit still granular, but I think once we do the mix-in, it'll be of the proper texture. So yeah, it was only the top that was still a little bit granular. It's texture of typical hard ice cream, so it's a little bit hard to press in, but you can still move it around. All right, for the mix-in, the booklet tells us to make a hole all the way to the bottom, about 1.5 inches wide. So let's go all the way to the bottom here. All right, I think that's good enough. Take our chocolate chips, and it says 1/4 cup, so we're just gonna eyeball it. That's about 1/4 cup. All right, put this back into the outer bowl. And put the lid on. There we go. And mix in. All right, there we have it. That was a pretty cool visual. We could actually see it mix the chocolate chips inside. All right, so we can see a few chocolate chips right here. Let's take a spoon and spoon it out. Oh. There we go. Have a look at this. All right, here we go. This was really good. This being hard ice cream, you can really tell the difference, obviously because it's not soft, but it definitely has a different texture. Just as good, just different. And then this recipe, there's a teaspoon of cream cheese, which adds a little bit of a tang to it. It's subtle, but it's there. No need to go to McDonald's to get a McFlurry or to Dairy Queen to get a Blizzard. Mix your own, put whatever you want in there. This is a success. Who knew ice cream could be healthy? And according to Ninja, it can be. So we decided to take their chocolate protein ice cream recipe and put it to work. 1 3/4 cup of oat milk. We decided to go non-dairy on this one. 1 scoop of protein powder, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of chocolate instant pudding mix, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Whisk to combine. Put it in the swirl pint and freeze for 24 hours. All right, instructions tell us to go scoop and creamy fit. Wow, the creamy fit setting really gave this machine a hard workout. Hopefully the result is tasty, delicious frozen treats. And let's take a look here. It looks a bit powdery. And that just tells me that we need to do a respin. All right, there we have it. Respin is complete. Hopefully we'll have something a little bit smoother in texture. Looks a little bit crumbly on top. Let's just put our spoon on it. Yeah, and there we go. So we have ice cream. Let's dole out a portion into the bowl for the ultimate test of what really matters, flavor. So like I mentioned, the machine really worked hard on this one due to two factors, I presume. A, this is low fat, and two, low sugar. So hence why it's probably healthier for you. And see that it has a protein in it, more protein than regular ice cream. All right, let's see if this is worth it. I can taste the protein powder. This is a lot better than I predicted it would be. I was really expecting something that would taste like dry cardboard or stale cookies but I mean, it's decent. If you want something healthy, low calories, high in protein, it doesn't get better than this. All right, on to the next one. For our next test, let's go to Italy and make some gelato. All right, for this recipe, the triple chocolate gelato, and the booklet indicates that this is an advanced recipe. It's a little bit more complicated, but let's go through it together. 4 egg yolks, 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of dark cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of chocolate syrup, 3/4 cup of heavy cream, 3/4 cup of whole milk, whisk to combine and transfer to a saucepan, add 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips, put the saucepan on the stove over medium heat, stirring constantly, cook until temperature reaches between 165 to 175 Fahrenheit, strain the mixture in the swirl container, let it cool to room temperature using a water bath with ice, and freeze it for 24 hours. I have high expectations of this one. All right, put our container on, lock it into place. We're gonna go scoop and gelato, and hopefully we'll make the Italians proud. Wow, I thought the machine was gonna fall apart on that one. I was wondering what is the difference between gelato and the regular ice cream features on it, and from what I read online is that gelato has a lot less air mixed in or infused into it. Anyways, that's what I read. And obviously, the machine didn't spin as fast and as long, so I think that makes sense. Oh, there we go. We have a little stuck to the top. Let's take a look, see if we need to respin on this one. No, looks good to me. Let's scoop us a little test here. All right, got my ball of gelato in there. Triple chocolate gelato. Ooh! Oh! Wow, silky smooth, super chocolatey. Definitely worth the effort and the extra steps on the recipe there. Wow. All right, this is a win in my books. All right, we're back. We're gonna downshift a gear or two, and we're gonna try the light ice cream feature. This is for lower fat, lower sugar content. The recipe is super easy. Open up your chocolate milk, pour it in, and don't forget to close the valve, unlike me. As you can see, I made a mess, but we cleaned it up and here we are. Let's go for it. All right, put it in, lock it into place. Soft serve, light ice cream. Let's see what we have here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that looks nice. Soft and creamy. Yeah, that'll go through the dispenser. All right, let's put this aside. Again, remember I put a bit too much inside. I can guarantee you I won't be able to put this in, so we're going to remove a bit off the top just to be able to put the dispensing lid on. And open your valve. There we go. We've opted for a sugar cone. You know, we gotta up our game a little bit. And here we go. Chocolate soft serve made with basic chocolate milk. There we go. Let's have a taste. I mean, it's low fat, it's low sugar. I mean, lower sugar than regular ice cream. It's a bit icy. The flavor's not there. I mean, if you're on a diet or something, I guess this will do. It works, but you know, it'll probably be the last time that I try this. The next feature we're trying out is the milkshake feature, which personally I think is a bit frivolous, to be honest, because at the end of the day, who hasn't made a milkshake at home just mixing in ice cream and milk? But, you know, in the spirit of trying every feature on this machine, let's make one. The recipe that I have right here calls for a cup and a half of ice cream. And then we have to push it down and make a hole in the middle where we're going to put the milk and whatever mix-ins you want to put in. In our case, we're going to want to make a chocolate milkshake. All right, so half a cup of milk. So about half a cup right there. And we're going to throw in some Hershey's chocolate sauce. There we go. Make it chocolatey. Turn the machine on. Go to scoop and milkshake. All right, there we have it. Our milkshake. Let's have a look. Is it worth the trouble of taking out this machine? All right, let's put it in a glass here so we can all see what it looks like. Milkshake consistency here. It looks creamy. Good consistency. That's the kind of milkshake you'd be able to drink through a straw. I mean, I've done the exact same thing myself, just using, you know, a spoon, a glass, ice cream, and milk. So to be honest, I wouldn't take the trouble of taking this machine out just to make a milkshake. So in my opinion, the milkshake option is a little bit frivolous, kind of like the dehydrate option on air fryers. It's there almost like to fill the screen. I mean, it's delicious, but I think it creates way more mess than this is worth it. We have kept the best for last. Cookies and cream, frozen custard. All right, this is the pièce de résistance. We're in the home stretch. This is our last test on the Ninja Swirl by CREAMi. All right, and this is how you make it. 3 large egg yolks, 1 tablespoon of light corn syrup, which we replaced with maple syrup, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of heavy cream, 2/3 cup of whole milk, 4 chocolate chip sandwich cookies, Oreos, fillings removed, crushed, plus additional for garnish. Add heavy cream, milk, and vanilla bean extract to saucepan. Add crushed sandwich cookies and place saucepan on stove over medium heat. Stir till you get to 165 to 175 Fahrenheit. Place your mixture in the Ninja Swirl container and put in a container of ice and water and let it come down to room temp and put it in the freezer. There we have it. This is one of the more complex recipes in the book, but let's see if it's worth it. Soft serve and frozen custard. Here we go. There we have it. That was a quick function that only lasted 2 minutes. So, you know, it took you time to make the recipe, but at least it takes no time to whip it into some ice cream that we'll probably have to put in do a remix on. I am ready for my frozen custard and I want it now. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. Let's take it out. Show you folks this. Let's go to my other camera. Let's get a nice. Look at that. Look at that. All right, let's put our dispensing lid on. So excited. I mean, this is the whole point of the machine. Open up the valve, cone ready. We have our topping right here. These are our crushed Oreos. Let's do this. There we go. Oh, little ice cream fart. That's all right. All right, take your ice cream cone right there. There we go. Oh, it's okay. We're saving it. We're saving it. There we go. Frozen custard made with the Ninja Swirl by CREAMi. Let's have a taste. Oh, that is rich, creamy, delicious, flavorful. The texture is amazing. It's unctuous. Wow, what a treat. Definitely worth the extra steps in making it. So I do recommend it. All right, we're done going through the different functions. Onwards to the final thoughts and ratings. We tested the machine out. We did all the functions on there. Before we get into the 7-category scoring matrix, I just want to talk about my overall impressions of the Ninja Swirl by CREAMi. At first, I was a bit skeptical just due to the fact that it had a lot of options like gelato, sorbet, ice cream, and I kind of felt like, okay, these are probably pretty much all similar. This is just kind of an excuse to market this machine as like a 12-in-1 kind of deal. But to be honest, after trying all the different features on there with recipes from the book, I am truly impressed. What I like most is that the book gives you a lot of alternative for ingredients. So this really lets you customize the ice cream for you. So if you have dietary restrictions, such as let's say a nut allergy, or you're diabetic, or you're kind of trying to lose weight and you just kind of want to limit your calories, this is a really good machine, a really good ice cream maker to customize your ice cream. Everyone wants to have a treat once in a while, and this lets you do that. The quality of the ice cream that it made was second to none, way better than the stuff that you can buy at the store. So that's definitely a plus. And yeah, so one little feature that you will not see there, it's a kind of secret menu item. It's called the Ninja Swirl Upside Down. All right, let me show you. So I mixed in my pint already. All right, soft serve pint. We're gonna put our dispensing lid on. Now this feature is a very special feature, the kind that we all wanted to do as kids. All right, let me put the drip tray out. All right, let me go to the kitchen over there. I'll be right back. All right, folks, here I am. This is the Ninja CREAMi Upside Down. All right, there we go. It's good. All right, we were just having a little bit of fun. That was the Ninja Swirl Upside Down. If you want to try it at home, go ahead, it's fun. Here we go. Let's get into the scoring matrix. Starting off with price point. This is an expensive machine at $349 US. It's on the pricey side. Compared to the Ninja CREAMi Deluxe at $249 and the Ninja CREAMi at $200. You're paying a big premium for soft serve ice cream. If soft serve isn't your thing, I suggest you don't get it. So for price point, we give that a 6.3, so it's a bit on the low side. So this is definitely a luxury kitchen item. Functionality, again, it worked as stated. The ice cream soft serve extruder worked really well. The handle, everything, we gave that an 8.6. Versatility, we gave that a high score just due to the fact that it can make many different types of frozen treats. So we gave that an 8.3. Cleaning, considering it's ice cream, it doesn't get as dirty as I thought it would, and we gave that a 7.5. And again, all of these removable parts are dishwasher safe top rack. Size, this was a bit more problematic. It is a big machine. It's not the kind of thing that you can store in your kitchen or even in the cupboards. I mean, to keep this on the counter full time, you have to be some sort of ice cream addict. Unfortunately, I'm not. So we had to store this downstairs while we're not using it. So it's a bit of a pain in that respect. So we give that a 6.1. Storage, it has a lot of different pieces, the jars, everything. And in my experience, and everything ended up, you know, in the cupboards here and there. So that we gave a 6.2. Moving on to quality. In my personal opinion, I found this machine to be a little bit plasticky, not of the same standard as other Ninja machines. It doesn't feel as sturdy. Again, I'm not saying that it's not a good quality machine, but not as good as other Ninja products. So we give that a 7.3, and that gives us a final score of 7.1. We want to hear what you think. In your opinion, would you get the Ninja Swirl by CREAMi at $349? Or would you opt for the Ninja Deluxe, Ninja CREAMi Deluxe at $249, or the original Ninja CREAMi at $200? Comment down below, we want to know. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.